Greetings to you, our viewers. My name is Bertha Nherera, and I work with participatory ecological land use management, Pelham, Zimbabwe. In this episode, we are going to talk about how farmers, smallholder farmers, are adapting to climate change, and they're building their resilience in line with the campaign My Food is African. My Food is African campaign is a continental campaign that is being undertaken in 13 African countries, and that is including Zimbabwe. And it's being undertaken under the auspices of Alliance for Food Sovereignty in Africa, that is AFSA. One of the main objectives of this campaign is really to build awareness on the value and benefits of our traditional food, the seed, the cuisines, and the diets. And we are looking at actually translating awareness into concrete practice. Someone might be aware of the importance, but not really practicing. So we are looking in this campaign at actually having Zimbabweans practicing consumption of our traditional foods. So today in this episode, I'm joined by Dr. Muchineripi.
Greetings, viewers. My name is Muchineripi. I'm here representing Chinyaka communities, which are based in the southern part of Zimbabwe. In that, what we are doing is to try and increase the capacity of the farmers to be able to survive climate change impacts.
Mm-hmm. Can you provide more information, Dr. Muchineripi, how we are trying to work with the farmers for them to deal with the impacts of climate change?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, we are really trying to encourage farmers to grow crops that are drought resistant. Gutu is one of the driest parts of Zimbabwe, and therefore growing of hybrid crops does not help the farmers because they will have shortage of food. And what we are then doing is to encourage farmers to grow small grains, which do well under, with very little rainfall. And also they are nutritious. And in terms of our theme that My Food is African, we encourage farmers to eat healthy and nutritious foods, which is provided by growing small grains.
Okay. Can you just explain a little bit more, Dr. Muchineripi, the small grains? Are you growing all of them? We know the main three ones. Are you growing all of them? Or?
Well, it depends on the farmers. We encourage farmers mainly to grow what we call finger millet, but they can diversify by growing other crops like munga, mafunde, and so on. But our major focus is on finger millet, which, if there is a dry spell, they can wilt or even die like any other grass. But when rain comes back, they start anew and they start to grow and more vigorously. And therefore they are very much drought resistant and suited for the Chinyaka people.
Okay. I just want to share with you viewers that what Dr. Muchineripi is referring to, this is the finger millet that he's referring to. And here we have pearl millet. This is a grain for pearl millet. And here we also have got white sorghum, which can also be found as brown sorghum. Now, Dr. Muchineripi, what adaptation mechanisms have you been employing in the community, and how have these transformed the environment and strengthened the capacity of the small-scale holder farmers so that they've got sustainable food systems?
Sure. What we are doing is more like, conservation farming, where people farm without harming the environment, but at the same time being cognizant that, we don't get a lot of rain. And therefore, water conservation becomes key. And also growing the right crops, as I said earlier on, which can resist, severe droughts, so that at least they will get something and put food on the table. We also engage in what we call holistic land and livestock management to ensure that our cattle do survive, because an African is an African with his cattle. Without your cattle, you are not there. So that's one of those things. And each family should be able to manage the wealth that they have or what they have and be self-sufficient in food. When we started, our major focus was to put food on the table. A family should have at least 1 ton or 2 tons of maize, of finger millet. Some they keep, and the advantage of finger millet is it's not eaten by weevils. It's a crop that lives for a long time without being affected by insects. And therefore it is the best when you try to create food security for the family. If you have got, say, 10 bags of your finger millet in your granary, you are okay for 12 months or more, depending on the size of the family. That's right. They also, those who want to diversify, something for a change, like your pea millet, because people get bored by eating
Same
finger millet food every day.
Yeah.
But to provide that variety, they'll also grow a little bit of munga or pea millet and a bit of mafunde. However, the major crop that we encourage farmers to grow is finger millet, which is highly nutritious. It has nearly everything the human body needs.
Okay, there you go, our viewers. We have come to the end of our first segment where we were looking at what Chinyika is doing in working with smallholder farmers, building their resilience and helping them to adapt to climate change through mainly promoting the traditional grains. And like Dr. Muchineripi has said, the focus is on finger millet, and we heard him talking about the benefits. Thank you very much. Welcome back to our second segment where we are discussing how communities, how Chinyika is building communities' capacity in terms of climate adaptation and also building their resilience. Dr. Muchineripi, I just wanted you to share with us more what Chinyika Development Trust is doing in terms of building the capacity of the farmers.
That's very good. What we do is we invite farmers to come to our village learning center, where they are taught various methods that are intended to mitigate the effects of climate change, with a focus that we want every family to have food on the table, because when it is very dry and the crops fail, families will not have food. And those are the methods that we train them on, which they will then go back and practice, so that at least they can eliminate the effects of hunger, which is the result of climate change. By growing the right crops, by adapting good methods of farming, by also ensuring that their livestock remain alive, by managing the land where the animals graze and allowing the land to rest and so on. We also encourage them to do what we call rainwater harvesting, so that every drop of rain that drops in their field, it is kept there, and it is preserved, and to help their crops. That's right, yeah.
Okay, can you explain a little bit more what exactly you do when you say we we help them to do rain harvesting. How exactly are you helping them? What exactly is being done to harvest the rain?
Right, okay. What they do is, the way they look after the land itself, they can have contours, and they don't really do what we call the old way of farming, that is using your plow and so on and so on. They leave the soil as it is, but allowing the soil to be able to absorb as much rain as that drops on it. So that's what we do. And also they do what they call the swells. The swells are there to keep rain, so that the rain is kept within the field and within the land. That's right. And then when it comes to grazing, there should always be cover, so that when the rain comes, it goes down, which does help the grass to grow for the cattle. Yeah. But in the past, when the soil is bare, when rain comes, it takes all the soil and the water is taken away to the rivers and so on. Rivers are silted and so on. But with this method of farming, rivers are not silted because there is no sand which flows into the rivers. Because we'll be looking after the land where the cattle are grazing, after the land where we grow our crops. That's right, we're using conservation methods.
Okay. So I'm hearing from you that the methods that you're using are actually having an impact on the environment, like the example that you've just provided, that the soils is conserved, and then it means there's no siltation of the rivers. I don't know if there are any other issues or any other impacts that you think are on the environment that you might want to add.
Yes, there is. We encourage people to cut trees, and we allow the land to recover, the bushes to grow, the trees to grow, and so on. We even encourage farmers to plant more trees, so that at least there is cover. And by doing rotational grazing, we also ensure that the ground is always covered and cattle have enough food. That's right, yeah. So those are some of the things that we do.
You're doing wonderful work, Dr. Muchineripi, in the Chinika community. We thank you for that. Any last departing words that you would want to share with our viewers?
Yes, I would. In line with My Food is African, you could have the finger millet, you could have your pea millet, and so on. But if people don't know how to prepare a delicious meal made from finger millet and so on, they would shun to eat it. They'll grow it, but they'll not eat it. So we encourage the older ladies to demonstrate how to make delicious meals from the small grains. That's right. And I would really encourage all the people, all the mothers, to teach their girl child or even a man child how to make a delicious meal, which really is from our traditional grains.
Okay. Thank you very much. There you hear, viewers. We've come to the end of our second segment, where we were discussing about the issues of farmers, smallholder farmers, adapting to climate change, building resilience. And Dr. Muchineripi, in his parting words, is saying there is need to produce, to be able to prepare delicious meals from our small grains, because it's one thing to produce them and it's another thing to consume them. So if you want to improve consumption under My Food is African, let's have delicious meals prepared. Thank you very much.